picture of my daughter. So that will come in a minute. So.
Ok, sta dicendo che comunque mi sta aiutando attraverso un iPad per vedere la foto di sua figlia.
So yeah, I'm a parent of a special needs child.
Quindi lui ha appunto, lui da vicino è stato colpito dall'autismo proprio perché ha sua figlia che ha un bambino che è una figlia particolare proprio perché è affetta da questo tipo di malattia.
And when the opportunity arose to do something in music, to talk about my story, it's really my daughter's story, Giancarlo approached me and had a great project that he felt we could do together to help raise awareness here in Italy and all over the world, really. But because music is kind of a universal language, so that was kind of how it started. I really wanted to do something to raise awareness for autism.
E lui praticamente sta dicendo che sia in Italia che nel mondo sta cercando di aiutare a combattere questo tipo di malattia che è molto particolare. Ora lui adesso vi farà vedere attraverso l'iPad insomma questo tipo di malattia. Lui sta dicendo che ha scelto Magnanimi Video e la musica perché secondo lui l'obiettivo precipuo è il canale più universale per poter diffondere questo tipo di messaggio. È questo tipo di malattia che l'autismo cercare di ampliare le persone di questo tipo. Quindi metal for autismo proprio perché la musica, mi dice, è il canale universale attraverso il quale arrivare a tutti.
You might wonder why I chose Italy.
Lui dice che ha scelto l'Italia, scelse l'Italia
Because my wife is Italian
perché sua moglie è italiana
and my daughter is Italian.
quindi anche suo figlio di conseguenza ha sangue italiano.
It makes sense, you know.
E questo ha senso per questo motivo.
And also Italy has the most cases of autism in Europe, right?
Dice anche che secondo le statistiche l'Italia è una delle nazioni che in Europa ha più casi di autismo.
So basically,
Fondamentalmente
the whole point of this is to raise money. So all the sales from the CD that we're selling goes to clinics and throughout Italy to help build a clinic for autistic children that has room for therapists, which is very, very important to the development of the child. Yes.
Lui sta dicendo appunto che ha fatto questi CD per questo motivo, per aiutare l'associazione a fare anche terapie nuove, quindi attraverso la ricerca, per combattere questo tipo di disagio e quindi di malattia, di patologia.
So my story with Eva, or Eva's story, basically,
La storia di Eva,
she was 13 months old when we had her diagnosed.
addirittura che l'hanno diagnosticato quando aveva soltanto 13 mesi.
And she was on the spectrum. Autism has a very wide range of issues.
Ha detto che l'autismo però ha moltissime forme, quindi l'autismo, diciamo, si parla di autismo, ma non è autismo in senso stretto, l'autismo è qualcosa di più ampio che può prendere in vari modi, in varie forme.
So she was very highly moderate to severe levels of autism as a baby, but still highly functional. She could do certain functions, but she definitely was on a moderate to high level.
Praticamente l'autismo ha vari livelli.
And so, you know, the first thing you have to do is accept the fact as a parent that there's something wrong with the child. And that's very difficult to do, especially I think for men, because we feel that, oh, our child's perfect, there's nothing wrong. My wife is a school teacher, so she was able to see certain signs of problems that I didn't see. So that was very important.
E lui però ha detto che l'autismo ha vari livelli e questo moglie, essendo insegnante, quindi essendo un insegnante, ha diciamo capito anche questo tipo di evoluzione.
So the process started, and what we did was we had different types of therapists come into our home, occupational therapists, physical therapists and speech therapists.
Allora, praticamente dice che a seconda di come ci sono stati i livelli di autismo che iniziavano con 13 mesi, io gli ho detto che ci sono stati diciamo una terapia diversa, perché ci sono stati tre livelli di terapia. Uno chiaramente è quella normale, però c'è stata anche la terapia di casa. Quindi diciamo che l'autismo non va visto soltanto come una patologia da curare, ma ci sono questi tre tipi di cura specifica, però anche tutto il resto si è anche a casa e quindi è un tipo di malattia che si prende sempre.
And they would come 25 hours a week, every week.
È una malattia che impegna tutti i giorni, 25 ore a tetto, su 24, proprio perché è una patologia che non finisce con una semplice cura, ma che ha questi tre livelli di cui che inizia ad Eva, inizia figlia quando aveva 16 mesi, poi da lì la patologia si è sviluppata e poi successivamente è stata seguita in tre fasi, quindi la fase di cura, però anche la fase di cura anche a casa, quindi occuparsi di questa persona. Lui ha detto proprio a tempo pieno 25 ore su 24, proprio per fare una battuta dicendo che è una patologia impegnativa.
Yeah, so through this therapy, she was able to work with these therapists, and they would help develop her nervous system. These exercises, and we figured out in America what we can do to help develop the nervous system in the mind, because it's a neurological problem. So when neurological pathways are connected, this is what creates issues for autistic people. You have neurological branches that branch out in other ways, and the good thing is they're very intelligent,
Yes.
but they might lack social skills or daily functions that are normal to us. So as a small child, we did this program called Early Intervention, and this is what the therapists were involved in. And this early intervention starts when the child's very, very young. This is very important because as a baby grows, everything's growing, including the nervous system and the mind. So these exercises that they had her do, she wasn't always happy about it. It helped her develop this very, very well.
Sta dicendo che quando è piccola questa patologia si è sviluppata perché appunto non riesce a sviluppare i livelli, perché è una patologia che prende il sistema nervoso e quindi poi quando il bambino cresce chiaramente il sistema nervoso si sviluppa insieme al bambino, quindi sviluppandosi il sistema nervoso un bambino autistico non sviluppa le funzioni come una persona normale, come noi. Per esempio, noi abbiamo fatto l'esempio anche le sue capacità sociali, le sue capacità motorie sono diverse proprio perché ci sono queste branche diverse del sistema nervoso centrale che fa capo alla spina dorsale.
So this several years that this was going, her therapy was going on like
Quindi
this.
ci vogliono moltissimi anni per fare questo tipo di terapie.
So it was very difficult for our family, for her, for our family, and it was just a very uncertain time. We didn't know whether Ava would know that she had parents who loved her, that she would ever talk with us or understand anything that we said, because there was no speech, there was nothing. She wouldn't look at us in the eyes, and there was, if you got her attention and said, "You want a cookie?" You know, she'd be like, "Ah, cookie," you know. But if you say, "How you feeling?" She'd be cookie. Like there was nothing beyond her basic wants and needs that she could express to us. So it was a long time before we were able to before she made a connection.
A connection.
Yes, and the symbol of autism is the puzzle pieces, how they're slightly disconnected three-dimensionally. But what happens is when the therapy works, the major pathways of the brain connect. It's like a puzzle piece coming, and a piece of Ava would show up, you know. So yeah, so the best Christmas present I ever had, I came home from tour, and my wife did not tell me where the progress was. And so when I came home, she asked me, after never saying it, turned and said, "Daddy, how was the music? How was your tour?" I was just like, wow, you know, the best present ever.
Allora, praticamente...
Years of therapy to get there.
Praticamente dice che lui questa terapia è stata molto lunga e intensa, perché addirittura quando sua figlia era piccola lui chiedeva, noi partiamo dal fatto che lui ha detto che l'autismo non riconosceva, ha detto mio padre conosce la tridimensionalità. Io sono contentissima perché alla fine siamo partiti dalle, poi un biscotto al dire mamma papà come è andato il tour?
Yeah, it was great. And we're very blessed, very fortunate that the opportunities that were given to us to help Ava really did work. So I'm here to advocate early intervention. I know a lot of families, some things work, some things don't. Every case is different, and some children never make the connections. But they're still very special, you know, every child is. But I'm here to advocate that and to tell you that it started out in school with special classes and stuff, but now today she's in a regular class with kids. And I want to show you a picture of her for the month of June, Juno, right? You say in Italian,
Yes.
Juno, this month. My daughter Ava is a student of the month in her school.
Quindi praticamente lui ha detto che addirittura è diventata una studentessa ripeto nel mese di giugno, lui è contentissimo perché prima frequentava una scuola specializzata, poi frequentava una scuola normale. Ora per lui ha detto che l'autismo è comunque una patologia che non a tutti prende nello stesso modo, quindi non a tutti si sviluppa nello stesso modo perché il sistema nervoso centrale, quindi il sistema nervoso centrale capta questa condizione della tridimensionalità della realtà. Ci sono anche però dei casi che non si sviluppano così, ma che non a tutti succede questo, nel senso che lui ha detto proprio per questa particolarità della malattia, per questo grande specchio della malattia, non tutti i casi sono come sua figlia è una scuola regolare, prima era in una scuola speciale.
So there's hope. There's hope as long as we can continue to raise awareness and get the money where it needs to go to. We can help children like my daughter develop and become a part of society and be a huge part of society in a positive way. She's very smart, maybe smarter than me. So you know.
Quindi raccogliere fondi attraverso il metalautismo vuole aiutare per aumentare la ricerca e quindi combattere questo tipo di malattia, questo tipo di disagio anche e di particolarità perché è una patologia che prevede vari tipi di sviluppi e quindi lui attraverso questa iniziativa vuole riuscire a dare una mano
That's my story.
Questa è la sua storia. Avete domande?
Sono fissati in cifra andando avanti, vediamo cosa non so.
Maybe Stefano says if you have been offered money on this project
Do I donate money personally?
no, how much you have to raise money
Yes.
to reach your to reach money to help
Right.
to
Well, we don't have like a goal per se. We don't have a financial goal. I'm here, you know, obviously putting on shows, and the CDs that we sell at the shows are pretty much given to the public. So their ticket price is going to the cause, you know. So there's the majority of the money, minus some expenses to travel and to have me here for flights and travel and all these types of things. You know, is you know, part of it, but as much money as is raised from CD sales, it's not with any record label. This isn't with a label or anything. There's no other people collecting this money to distribute like the normal thing. Like in my world, in the record business, there's always 10 billion people taking the record company, the distributors, they all, everybody, This isn't that. This is a special project that is just being put out by Giancarlo, and the money goes directly to where it needs to go to. So there's no middleman. So that's why. We have no goal. We're just trying to do as much as we can with it.
Ha detto che non ci sono assolutamente da raggiungere nessun tipo di somme o comunque nessun tipo di obiettivi. Questo è un progetto assolutamente che i soldi dei CD vengono dati a questa causa, e quindi è un progetto che più soldi si raccoglie meglio è.
Tenete presente che Russell Allen nel mondo è una star come metal, quindi tutti quanti lo conoscete. In Italia non lo conosce quasi nessuno, tranne qualcuno, quindi queste grosse raccolte non le facciamo. Queste grosse raccolte non le facciamo. Però quello che è questo, stiamo cercando abbiamo iniziato a partire dal metal, perché secondo noi il metal è una musica, è una nicchia più sensibile degli altri. Cioè nel senso chi segue il rock, chi segue il progressive, chi segue il metal, fondamentalmente è una cultura che altri non hanno. Il 90% di voi che seguite il metal parlate inglese, quindi già da questo fatto in Italia l'inglese non lo parla nessuno, e siete questi della musica. Quindi nei nostri progetti c'è questa critica che stiamo confezionando, però ci sono altri progetti che vogliamo lanciare a livello mondiale, tant'è vero che in questi giorni stiamo progettando un videogioco allora, Russell è un patino di videogiochi, quindi è un grande bambino, lo definisco, quindi abbiamo progettato questo videogioco e lo lanciamo a livello mondiale per cercare di aumentare i fondi per questa clinica. Però siamo aperti a qualsiasi tipo di discorso, a qualsiasi tipo di iniziativa da parte di chiunque, purché si parli di autismo. Cioè il nostro scopo è l'autismo, punto. Quindi se uno di voi vuole lanciare anche un aiuto verso un'altra struttura, siamo disponibilissimi, lo facciamo con tutto il cuore, perché l'importante è che si parla di autismo. Questo è il nostro scopo. Sicuramente non siamo profeti in padre, però almeno ci proviamo attraverso la musica e lo facciamo con una sala internazionale.
Comunque i concerti sono soldati, non è che non conosce nessuno, conosce un po' di gente, non conosce.
Però ecco, nel senso che non è che stiamo parlando del Vasco Rossi in Italia, nel mondo lo conoscono tutti, noi abbiamo una grande fanbase anche in Italia, però non è che facciamo 50.000 persone alla volta, attenzione.
Posso chiederti una cosa? Se questo progetto se questo progetto, però come Heroes Temporis, andrà magari a svilupparsi anche in un'altra maniera, magari coinvolgendo altri artisti oppure facendo delle connessioni con
Questo
altri
è Russell,
paesi.
è lui la mente, lui ha molte idee.
Sì, possiamo avere qualche...
Says if Heroes Temporis will develop in future with other artists.
Yes,
Will you involve other artists?
Sure. I've been talking with my friends who are artists about getting involved in the project in the future. So, I mean, for me, I take the first steps, and then I ask my friend. I jump in the water first. Make sure there's no sharks. No sharks. Good man. Good purpose, good cause. Then I'll have to talk to my friends, and then I've been telling them about it, like Portnoy and Christina Scabia, just to name a few people. They're not involved yet, but I've just been telling them what I'm doing, and them and many others are like, Russ, that's great what you're doing. We love it. We think it's great, and it's something that I'm sure when the time came, I could ask them to be a part of it, whether at the being on an album in the future, or just maybe doing a performance with me here in Italy in the future with it. Amanda Somerville, of course, is already on it. She's in Avantasia. I have many friends, and Tobias is a friend of mine. I've sang on his records. I've done many things here in Italy with Jorn Landi, with the Alan Landi projects, and so I'm sure he would want to be involved. I haven't. We're just getting started, so we're just trying to get as much interest in it as we can from the public, and then I'll start to bring in more people as time goes on.
Dice col tempo, lui sta prendendo sempre di più, comunque chi l'ha chiesto, l'ha chiesto, però ancora non ha fatto nulla, a Cristina Scabbia, Avantasia e poi
Anche se un pezzo degli Avantasia canta nel disco, quindi abbiamo Amanda Sommerville che canta nel disco, quindi però lui ha le idee, Dream, quindi lui ha i sogni più che altro.
esatto.
Quando viene a Roma così Freaks?
Quando
Quando viene a Roma così Freaks? Quando suona
He
Freaks?
says if in future will you come from with your band Symphonix?
I don't know. We have no plans at the moment. So, I mean, maybe.
Al momento
We just
può
came, we were in
essere-
Milano.
dice al momento può essere ma ancora non ha progettato niente per i Symphonix.
Li ho visti di spalla quando sono a Royal Theatre insieme 3 anni fa.
Yeah.
Più, era 2008, 2007, 2008. 2007-2008.
Già è passato così tanto.
Musicisti o altri, altre voci, ci saranno nuove esperienze.
Lo stiamo progettando, lo stiamo pensando, diciamo così, lo stiamo ancora pensando.
He says if you are planning another
Not at the moment. We haven't talked about it. So, but I think if we were to pursue a show with just the songs, then I could more than likely get guests to come and be a part of the show. But as of the moment, there's no plans to write anything. We just got this one going. So yeah. Thank you.
Perché ha scelto proprio questo progetto, proprio questa cosa, non per esempio come Symphonix o Mod o un'altra cosa così.
Why have you planned this project
Well,
without
because they don't have an autistic child. They don't share the passion that I have for this. You know, not that they wouldn't want to contribute, but it's just not a personal goal of theirs. So this is something that I'm doing for my family and for my daughter and for other families with the same issue. It doesn't. I wrote a song in Adrenaline Mob. This is the only time, you know, all in line, which was inspired by this. And Ava's like darkest hour. It was when I didn't know what was going to happen. It was 4 years ago. So yeah. So in that aspect, Adrenaline Mob was a little bit of an outlet. But it's not something that you know is a banner, a flag for that band to wave. That's my battle. It's my battle. That's why I'm doing it.
cioè lui dice sì, i Symphonix sono un suo band, però questi iniziativi che ha fatto lui direttamente perché è coinvolto in sua figlia e quindi sono coinvolto direttamente perché è una cosa che ha fatto lui perché gli viene fatto di farla da poi.
Noi abbiamo messo 2 sogni insieme, ci siamo incontrati 2 sogni,
You have 2 dreams, so you have 2 dreams in one.
What do you mean?
Yes, it says that you have 2 dreams.
2 dreams in one.
You put 2 dreams in one.
I guess. I don't understand. No capisci, 2 dreams in one.
Yeah, no, it says no dreams in one.
Oh, I understand. Yes.
So I think
2 dreams in one.
yes.
So it's a good thing. So yeah, it's a good collaboration for a good cause. I understand. My daughter's smarter than me, so.
Okay.
Here, it's possible. Hi Russell, I'm Raffaele from VeroRock.yt, and I want to know if also with now you are involved in this project with Giancarlo, but are you working on other project at this moment with other artists or your solo album, another one?
Right now we're talking about another Adrenaline Mob record. So
Yeah.
it's been a year. It's been a couple of years now,
Yeah.
and with the passing of our dear friend AJ Pirro last year, we definitely took a break from it.
Okay.
And I had Symphony X's new album out anyway, so I wasn't gonna pursue anything with them. But now the time seems like we've been talking and just discussing the possibilities, but we have nothing yet. We're just
Okay.
talking about writing something. That's the next thing I have going on. I have no other plans other than going home after this and spending the summer with my daughter Ava, my wife,
It's
and
the
my
best
kids,
thing, yeah.
and taking a break because Symphony
Yeah.
X is still
Yeah.
on an album cycle. So we could come back to Italy sometime, maybe next year. But right now we have plans to go to. We're playing Wacken
Yeah.
open air, which is Symphony X's first time ever at the festival. Bloodstock another first in England, and we're doing one in Spain as well. We also are playing Loud Park in Japan. I don't know if I should say that yet. They announced it, but that's where we're going. And we also have some dates in Australia that we're doing. So Symphony X is going to new places that they've never been to before. And then, of course, at the end of the year, I'm a part of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So
Yeah.
I'm the lead singer of that group. And I'll be on tour with them. So the next couple months, man, I'm just going to do nothing but barbecue. It's a big
Yeah.
thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Essere avanti e farmi in Spagna e poi per loro è diventata importante perché sarà anche in Giappone e poi ovviamente sarà Wacken e poi soprattutto che il prossimo anno sarà anche con il Trans-Siberian Orchestra che è l'altro suo gruppo che farà una però per adesso c'è questa pausa.
Ho visto l'ultima volta a Milano il tour dei Sinfonix e ho visto nel backstage guardare con molto interesse i Mira. È un gruppo tunisino.
He says that your last tour in Milan, when you were backstage, he says that you saw another band,
Mira.
Yeah.
Che cosa ne pensa di quel gruppo?
What do you think about them?
Oh, well, obviously, if you follow me on Facebook, you know that I wear this shirt every show. So,
Dice che il Mirat ha una t-shirt addirittura addosso se avete fatto caso.
that's what I think. That's what I think. If I wear a band shirt, I'm a fan.
Dice addirittura lui non fa
Io l'ho visto.
Ah vabbè, per chi non lo sapesse comunque il Mirat è un band molto particolare perché è un band
Progressive con musiche folk orientali da sì, infatti io l'ho visto dietro
tunisini, come parole.
ho visto dietro al palco che stava lì a guardarsi tutta la performance del gruppo.
And he said that you were relaxing you saw all their concerts.
Yeah.
It's a band.
Tunisia, yeah. I think they're great guys. They have a great story. I mean, they're definitely a shining star in a dark world because of the stereotypes of what the Western, with everything that's going on right now, with our view of the Middle East and what's happening there. These guys are playing heavy metal music. They're doing something that's in their culture is very risky.
Yeah.
They are out there sending a message that hey, there's good people here. We love music like you guys do. And they don't just love it, they're good at it. They're good fans. So I applaud their message and I applaud their effort to spread a positive cultural view of their country to the rest of the world.
Soprattutto lui lo ammira moltissimo, vede che soprattutto sono coraggiosi, soprattutto per quello che sta avvenendo nel Medio Oriente, per le loro terre e quindi molto bravi e anche protagonisti anche positivi perché lui le vede come ampiamente una mente protetta proprio per questo discorso anche rispetto alla cultura che loro hanno in Medio Oriente e quello che sta accadendo nel Medio Oriente.
What do you think about the music industry? If for you it makes sense to so still music industry, and what could be the help that music industry can provide with this specific female vocalist?
Well, the music industry has traditionally been very charitable when it comes to having artists contribute their time and money. Like myself, for example, it usually comes basically from us, not so much the labels or the infrastructure, the business side of it, but it really comes from the artists themselves. It always has. So I think the industry, regardless of where it's at right now, the artists can still come out and do great things to help the cause like this. Dan Spitz, a drummer, he's a person that does a tour just for autism and stuff. And all the money goes towards it. So he tours America, gets people together, gets them on a bus, they go do shows, and it's really cool, but it's really him. It's really the artists that are doing it. When the artists do stuff, believe it or not, it really does work like this in the sense that the artist creates the moment. The artist creates the direction, and the labels and everyone else, they follow that. So it's the artists it's us. We have to do like I'm doing here. Come out, talk to you guys, and then everybody starts to follow along. And then the machine starts to become a positive force for raising awareness, not just for autism, but for cancer or whatever the cause may be. Artists are always. I think of Bono. He's like such a philanthropist. He's using his star power, if you will, or his celebrity to raise awareness on a bunch of different issues. And everybody just kind of follows him. Regardless of his political views or whatever, he's a good guy trying to do good in the world, and he's a great artist. And so I think if more artists were like him, being more vocal about things to get the public's attention, because big artists like him do hold the public's interest, and what they say matters just as much as a politician or anybody else, especially in America where entertainment is such a big deal. So yeah, I encourage artists to come forward, as many as possible, to speak about this, because it's a growing problem, not just here, but in America.
Crescente, dice soprattutto che più che dall'industria, dalla label, dalle case discografiche, sono iniziative che devono partire per prima dagli artisti stessi, e lui ha fatto l'esempio di quello che ha fatto con la musica, quindi anche ha fatto diversi motivi, e questo è un esempio pesante, e poi veramente la musica, la discografia deve anche, riflettere ma deve partire dall'artista.
I think that lady who was an issue, and she was very polarized about the cause of it. She was very focused on the cause. It was the shots, like these flu shots they would give the babies. They thought the shots would cause it. They thought and everyone's looking for someone to blame. When something goes wrong, we all want to point the finger at something. The problem is we just don't know. Nobody really knows what causes it, but we need to find out, and they need to get more research going on, so we've got to raise more money to figure out what the cause of the problem is. We can sit there and speculate all day, but until we have hard scientific proof of what causes this condition, we can't get rid of it. It could be in our food supply, it could be in our water supply, it could be in what we're doing, the genetic altering things. People have a lot of theories, but nobody has real proof as to what the cause is. But thank God there's doctors and therapists and people who are studying to help fix these neurological issues, so these young children have a chance. And adult autism too. I mean, they need so much help because they have to rely on medications and things like this. I have not given Ava any medication at all. I wanted to go down this road with the physical therapy and speech therapy and see what it can do for her. It's been an amazing thing to not give her that. I've changed her diet a little bit over the years, but trying different things. But mostly it's just been the therapy, man. It's just been the people coming and working with her, understanding these physical things that they did with her to help develop her spinal cord, to make these neurological pathways attach. Think of it as weight training for your nervous system. That's what they do with these children. And I used to have to sit up, I know what I'm talking about, I used to have to sit there and listen to her cry. I was like, I couldn't go in the room. No, you can't. You gotta stay outside. Oh, so just my heart was just breaking. But I'm glad that we did it, and it's been a huge success. That's my message. I want to try and advocate the research to help with these particular avenues of no drugs, using these methods first, especially for the really, really small children. If you diagnose it early, this works. If you get it too late, the drugs are the option. And so we need better drugs that don't have as many side effects. So everybody's in a different situation.
Naturalmente sto dicendo che vuole aiutare a fare qualcosa di molto più concreto, quindi raccogliere fondi non soltanto perché lui vuole fare qualcosa di molto più concreto rispetto a droghe come sono i palliativi rispetto a questa malattia, ma lui vuole proprio raccogliere fondi per avere un qualcosa che aiuti il sistema nervoso centrale, la schiena in modo più concreto. Lui ha detto che oltre a una volta fatto vedere e per quanto riguarda questo specifico progetto, lui vuole fare sì per aiutare sua figlia e tutti coloro che sono affetti da autismo, proprio per trovare una cura, un qualcosa di concreto, una terapia concreta che non sia, come lui ha detto, perché a queste persone quando lui ha parlato faceva tutti i gesti, no? Perché ha detto che per aiutare queste persone la medicina alternativa sono le droghe, lui invece vuole trovare il suo obiettivo di questo progetto è quello di trovare una cura più mirata, quindi sviluppare lo studio per trovare una cura più mirata di questo tipo di patologia di disagio anche se vogliamo.
Any other question?
Questo atteggiamento, questo modo di fare rende ancora più umano di quello che è. Ma io l'avevo notato sempre al concerto di Symphony X che lui con questo aspetto di gigante praticamente uomo vestito di straniero che ha preso una bambina dalla braccia in mezzo a tutti e la portava sul palco. No, non era la figlia, era una ragazzina che stava in mezzo al pubblico.
No,
There was another child.
Another child. Sorry, I think that he said something about not. He said another child.
In Milan. Yeah, I was there. I remember.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great moment. I love the involvement of young people in our genre because the world sees heavy metal as this really, evil thing and bikers. And yes, I like riding bikes, and yes, I like raising a little hell every now and then with my friends, drinking some beers and stuff, but who doesn't? But honestly, metal's a family and community. We're very, very close because I think because we're a little bit outside of the social acceptability of most cultures, whether it be in America or Italy or anywhere else in the world. Heavy metal, you can always spot the heavy metal guys, like easy metal.
Come on, let's go around.
Walking around, But honestly, we're some of the nicest, sincerest, sweetest people in the world. We really have a good brotherhood among us, and that music has created that. And I think when a father brings his son to a show, I want to point that out. I want people to see that because it's important that people see that. Hey man, metal's good for all of us. It's a family thing too. Even though it seems like it's not, it really is.
Non è soltanto il metal quello che fa di metal è qualcosa di grande. È bellissimo vedere che il padre porta una figlia a un concerto per questo
No, sempre detto che
Yeah, yes, she likes it. She likes the soft songs, you know, but she is totally into pop music, dance music, you know. Every time. But my son Jack, he's ahead of me.
So, mi piace la figlia, è un po', però ha apprezzato le canzoni più
Ava likes it when
leggere.
Ava likes when Daddy sings. Daddy sings nice melodies. But Jack likes it when Daddy's good. So he's all about it. And so in the car when we're driving, it's always a battle. Daddy, put on the pop music. Jack's like, no, Dad, put on rock music. And he was like, no, I want to hear rock. But sometimes,
Lui sta raccontando un aneddoto che lui è in macchina, suo figlio si litiga, quell'altro invece vorrebbe la musica più leggera, invece l'altro vorrebbe, no, è quella più pesante, no, però mettimi quella più...
there is one rock band I can put on that they both will like.
Yeah.
And that's AC/DC.
Però dice sono una band dove vanno tutte e due d'accordo.
Ava likes that.
E il figlio è pronto
Dice che
per
a Eva gli piacciono moltissimo gli AC/DC, soprattutto però è quello che li mette tutte e due d'accordo, sia Jack che Eva.
e il figlio è pronto per prendere il suo posto nei sinfonisti.
She says if Jack is ready for
He likes Symphony X, and Ava likes the ballads of Symphony X. She likes it when it's the night like Paradise Lost or Without You. She really liked Without You on this last album. She asked me to play that over and over and over again. One of the traits of autistic children is that they're very obsessive with something. So like Ava will be very obsessed with something, whether it's like lining her dolls or whatever, you know. But she was very obsessed with that song, Without off the last album.
sua figlia, che come tutti gli autisti si fissano moltissimo su una cosa, su questa canzone di legge.
Yeah. And where Jack loves it all because he likes to play the drums. But I gotta be honest, though, Jack's more of an adrenaline mob fan. I mean, because it's more like, it's just a little more rock. It's more rowdy. I think he's only 5, so he wants to run around and go crazy, and it's hard to do that sometimes with the Symphony X because the time gets a little weird, and the kids don't really know how to follow that. They can't really. But he'll still go out in the yard and do his air guitar to Romeo doing a solo or something, but he tends to kind of listen more to he plays along more with the drum mob. I think it's easier.
Ragazza tranquilla.
Lighthouse.
Ci sono altre domande?
Which is the best advice that you want to give to young musicians, young band that now are starting to do your work, your job?
I get this question a lot. It's hard to give advice in an ever-changing world because today's world and environment in the music industry is different from when I came up. There was still power in the record companies. There's still a lot of money there in developing bands, and that's kind of not the case anymore. So new artists really have it rough. I feel for them. The best advice I can give them is, it's your generation. This is all their the young generation is this. If you can get your social media happening and stuff, you can create opportunity for yourself. But I always say this: good music always finds an audience. So just be patient and persevere, and don't give up. Like don't stop doing what you're doing.
And are there any band at this moment that you like? New band in this time that you like?
Well,
in particular way.
I'm so busy doing what I do. Like Murath, for example. Obviously, we asked them to come on tour with us. They're not necessarily a brand new band, but they're a new band on the scene. They don't have a lot of success yet. Hey, now they're playing with Megadeth. They're really making some moves. So I'm always proud to be a part of that. There's another band. They're not new either, but I like Protest the Hero. That's a great band out of Canada. They're awesome. I'd love to take them on a tour with us, and that's the thing. Us artists kind of stick together too. Like, bands will help other bands. Like, you know, I'd like to take out bands that are gonna do something. We had a band open for General Mob too on our first U.S. tour, and they are just next to them. They're less, I can't remember what it is. Too many bands are cycling in my brain. But they are really doing well in the United States. They have a hit song on the radio right now, and they're doing really great. So anytime that we can help out a young band and take them out with us, we do.
Lui sta dicendo, non è che c'è proprio una band in particolare che lui dice che ama, però ciò che dice che l'ambiente musicale in generale
Nothing.
di oggi praticamente dice che le nuove band hanno questo e questo, cioè nel senso che intende dire che le nuove band hanno nuove tecnologie che devono, diciamo, questo è importante di andare avanti, però lui dice che ciò che conta delle band è la passione e soprattutto lui dice che per quanto riguarda una nuova band lui dice proprio questo punto, se fai una musica la gente ti segue.
Di un gruppetto sconosciuto chiamato Symphonix, che ne pensi? Un gruppo sconosciuto.
What do I think about Symphony?
Nice, just a joke.
Oh yeah, they were growing. Well, you know what? It is ironic that the band goes away for 5 years every record, and we somehow managed to maintain a decent fan base, because I see a lot of new faces out there. Some of the older fans that, you know, they don't listen to us anymore, or they've moved on. It's hard for us to comprehend time when we get older, because if you remember when we were all kids, time was really long. So when you were in school, for example, like high school, Symphony X came out with a record, let's say 2007 was Paradise Lost, okay? So a lot of our fans discover us in that moment, and that's their favorite record. Whereas older fans always go to Divine or these other albums when they were listening to us back in the day. But, so from 2007 to 2000, you know, is 4 years. So the freshman in high school is now a freshman in college. And in those 4 years of high school, everything changes. You know, what you're into, what you're wearing, what you're like. So a lot of times we have this weird resurgence of new fans that are discovering us in that moment. So we do have some growth, but we also have lost some over the years because they change. They still like us, but they maybe aren't coming out to see us anymore. I used to love you guys. People my age. I used to love you guys when I was in college. Like, well, what happened now? We suck now? We're no good? So what happened?
Oggi lui ha fatto un esempio di quando lui è alle superiori e aveva imparato a risposte in mano nel 2007 e quindi dice tutto, però lui è molto contento di vedere oggi qua facciamo anche per dire che questo è Mix, gli altri lui ha fatto questo Mix e qualcosa ha raggiunto e lui è contento.
Sicuramente sì. Grande musica.
Ok.
Ragazzi, grazie di tutto.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Grazie a